My light in the dark. Coco Gauff's emotional tribute to boyfriend Jalen Sera after China Open triumph. The lights in National Tennis Center glowed golden as Coco Gauff raised her hands to the sky, the crowd roaring around her like a tidal wave. Confetti fluttered down in a storm of red and gold, swirling to the Beijing air like petals carried by fate. She had just won the 2025 China Open, her third WTA 1000 title. But this victory felt different, deeper, heavier, more human. As the trophy gleamed in her hands, Coco's smile trembled, not from exhaustion, but from emotion. The microphone was handed to her. The crowd fell silent. "This win," she said softly, eyes glistening, "is for someone who kept me going when the world felt dark. My light when everything dimmed. My best friend, my partner, my peace, Jalen." The stadium gasped. It wasn't just a dedication. It was a story, one of resilience, love, and the unseen strength behind every champion. The girl who danced with pressure. By 21, Coco Gauff had become more than just a tennis star. She was a movement, a symbol of youthful fearlessness, of grace under global pressure. But even meteors need balance. Behind her glittering smile and impossible speed was a young woman who carried the weight of expectation on every swing. The 2025 season had not been easy. Early losses in Doha and Dubai, a heartbreaking semifinal exit in Miami, social media pressure, endless travel, and whispers that her 2023 U.S. Open magic might never return. Her confidence flickered. The world saw a calm athlete, but inside, Coco was searching for light. And that light came in the most unexpected form. Jalen Sera. The quiet beginning. They met not at a celebrity event or courtside box, but at a charity youth clinic in Miami. Jalen was a 22-year-old volunteer coach, studying sports psychology and working part-time at a local gym. Coco had dropped by unannounced to surprise the kids. He was the only one who didn't recognize her immediately. "You play tennis too?" he asked, offering her a spare racket. She laughed. "A little," she said. It was the first time in years someone had treated her like just Coco, not Coco Gauff, the phenom. That afternoon, they played doubles with the kids, teasing each other between rallies. And when it ended, he said, "You should come back sometime. These kids love your energy." She did. The slow flame. Over the months, their connection deepened quietly. No headlines, no paparazzi. Just two people talking about life beyond the courts. Jalen had a calmness that mirrored the stillness Coco had been craving. He never fawned over her fame, never talked about rankings or tournaments. He asked about her books, her fears, her dreams. "What scares you most?" he once asked as they watched the Miami sunset. "Failing the people who believe in me," she replied. "Then believe in yourself first," he said. That night, she wrote in her journal, "He speaks like peace sounds." Their relationship remained private, built not on flash but on faith. Shadows before Beijing. The 2025 season's midpoint brought chaos. Coco lost early at Wimbledon. Her wrist began aching again. Sponsors questioned her momentum. Commentators speculated if she'd peaked too soon. But Jalen stayed steady through all. He sent her daily voice notes before matches. Sometimes funny, sometimes heartfelt. "You survived tougher storms," one message said. "Remember who you are before the world told you who to be." When she doubted her game, he reminded her of her worth. When she felt invisible, he reminded her that light doesn't need an audience to shine. By the time the China Open came around in October, Coco's fire had reignited, not with anger, but with clarity. The Beijing breakthrough. Every point she played in Beijing carried purpose. In her first match, she battled through a 3-hour thriller against Qin Wenjing, refusing to break. Then came straight-set wins over Ostapenko and Pegula, matches that proved not just her athletic dominance, but her mental steel. Each time she walked off the court, she checked her phone. A short text always waited. "You did it." Not surprised, just proud. By the semifinals, the media had noticed her renewed calm. One journalist asked, "You seem happier lately. What changed?" Coco smiled. "I learned that peace wins more matches than pressure." The final showdown. The China Open final pitted Coco against Amanda Anisimova, her longtime friend and rival. The match was fierce, emotionally charged, filled with long rallies and screams of willpower. After 2 hours and 54 minutes, Coco clinched the final point. 6-4, 3-6, 7-5. She dropped to her knees, fists in the air, sobbing into the court. The victory was monumental, not just for her ranking, but for her spirit. When she hugged her team, cameras caught a glimpse of someone in the stands. A young man wearing a simple black cap and a smile that said everything. Jalen. The speech heard around the world. Minutes later, during the trophy ceremony, Coco took the mic. Her hands trembled slightly as she spoke. There were times this year I wanted to give up, when I felt like I wasn't enough. But someone kept reminding me that I was. Every day, every moment. Jalen, you are my light in the dark. You saw me when I couldn't see myself. Gasps echoed across the stadium. Cameras panned to Jalen, standing in disbelief, eyes glistening. The audience erupted into applause, not just for the champion, but for the human heart behind her greatness. She ended with a smile. You told me to play free. I did. This one's for you. The world reacts. Within hours, social media exploded. The hashtag #MyLightInTheDark trended across platforms. Fans from around the world reposted her speech with captions like, "Real love looks like this." Athletes and celebrities chimed in. Serena Williams tweeted, "Every queen deserves a king who holds her crown steady." Billie Jean King wrote, "Behind every champion is someone who believes before the world does." Bravo, Coco. You saw the cracks and didn't try to fill them. You held them until I healed. When I doubted the worth of my dream, you reminded me that dreams don't need to be loud to be real. You're not my lucky charm. You're my grounding force. You made me remember that winning doesn't make me loved. I already am. Thank you for being my light in the dark. The legacy of love and balance. By late 2026, Coco Gauff had become more than a tennis star. She had become an advocate for emotional wellness in sports. Her story inspired thousands of young athletes to prioritize inner peace over outer validation. In one of her speeches, she said, "Behind every medal, there's a human heart that gets tired, scared, and hopeful all at once. Love doesn't distract champions. It refines them, because the greatest victories come from calm minds and full hearts." Her words became etched in the hearts of millions, especially those who had ever needed someone to believe in them when the world didn't. Epilogue, the light that endures. On the anniversary of her Beijing triumph, Coco posted a single photo on Instagram, her trophy beside a small candle. The caption read, "A year later, still glowing, still grateful. #MyLightInTheDark crescent moon yellow heart." Jalen commented with just one word, "Always." The post garnered millions of likes. But for Coco, the only one that mattered was his. Because in a world that measures success in trophies, she had found something far rarer, peace. And that peace had a name, Jalen Sera. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to hit the subscribe button, like, and share. Till next time.